You're carrying something I've already taken from you. You're asking for forgiveness for something I already forgave before it even happened. You're living under the weight of a guilt that no longer has power over your life. And while you hide, distance yourself, punish yourself, I'm here, waiting, not to judge, but to remind you of something the whole world forgot to tell you. I forgave you before you knew you were going to fail. You clicked on this video because something inside you still carries the weight of a choice, of a word you shouldn't have said, of a path you shouldn't have taken, of a promise you broke, and ever since, you've felt unworthy, unqualified, as if my presence were something too distant for someone like you. But what you don't know is that I saw it all coming, and yet I chose you, yet I called you, yet I loved you. Have you ever wondered why you still feel like you need to prove something to me? Why do you still think you need to earn my forgiveness? Why do you live as if you're eternally indebted to heaven? The answer will change everything you believe about redemption, about grace, about who you truly are in my eyes. And if you stick around until the end of this message, you'll understand why your guilt was never the problem. The problem is that you believed it was greater than my love. I saw David before Bathsheba. I saw Peter before his denial. I saw Paul persecuting my church. And yet, I called them beloved. Why? Because my forgiveness doesn't depend on your perfection. It depends on my nature, and my nature is love. A love that doesn't wait for you to get it right before accepting you. A love that accepts you first, so you have the strength to rise again. In this video, you will discover why I never abandoned you, even when you abandoned me. You will understand how my forgiveness works completely differently than what you were taught. You will learn to stop living in the past and start walking in the identity I have already declared for you. And at the end, a word will be whispered to your spirit. And when you write it in the comments, something will break, something will move, something will begin. But before I continue, I want you to do something for me. If this message is already touching your heart, if you feel it was made for you, subscribe to this channel now. And in the comments write, Lord, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you. And also tell me from which country and city you are listening to me right now. Because I want you to know, you are not alone. There is a spiritual family around the world that is also seeking my voice. And you are part of it. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to reveal isn't just a message, it's a liberation. It's a decree, it's a truth that will dismantle years of condemnation and set you on your feet again. Are you ready? Then let's go together, because I have something to say to your heart, and you need to hear it today. Your breaking point was already covered. You remember the exact moment, the time, the place, the feeling in your chest when you realized you'd gone too far. When you crossed the line you promised never to cross. When you made the choice you swore you'd never make. And in that instant, something broke inside you. It wasn't just the mistake. It was the image you had of yourself. It was the confidence that you were strong enough. It was the certainty that you would never be that kind of person. But what you didn't understand at that moment is that I was already there, not as a judge, but as a father. Not waiting to condemn, but waiting to restore. Because your breaking point wasn't a surprise to me. I knew you would get there. I knew the pressure would be too great. I knew the temptation would come at the exact moment of your weakness. And yet before that day happened, I had already prepared the way out. I had already covered the breach. I had already sealed the forgiveness. When Jesus was on the cross, he wasn't just paying for the sins that had already been committed. He was paying for those yet to come. For yours. For mine. For those you can't even imagine committing. And when he said, "It is finished," it wasn't a partial payment. It wasn't a conditional promise. It was an eternal decree. Everything was already paid for. Everything was already forgiven. Everything was already covered. Do you think you've disappointed me? I tell you, I am not disappointed by those I already knew would stumble. I am saddened when you believe that a stumble disqualifies you. I am saddened when you walk away thinking you no longer deserve to be close, because what you call a failure, I call an opportunity to show you that my love is unconditional, that my grace has no limits, that my forgiveness has no expiration date. Think about Peter. He denied me 3 times, not once, 3. And it wasn't in secret, it was in public, with curses, with vehemence. He swore he didn't know me, and after the rooster crowed, he left there destroyed. He didn't think he deserved to see me anymore. He didn't think he deserved to be called a disciple anymore. But what did I do? I went after him. I made him breakfast on the beach. And I didn't ask him why he denied me. I asked, "Do you love me?" Because I wasn't interested in his mistake. I was interested in his heart, and his heart was always mine. And so it is with you. I'm not looking at what you've done. I'm looking at who you are. And who you are hasn't changed because of one wrong choice. Who you are was defined by me in eternity, before you were born, before you failed, before you doubted. You are mine, and nothing you do can change that. The guilt you carry today is a lie the enemy sold you. He wants you to believe that your mistake is greater than my sacrifice, that your failure is stronger than my grace, that you are beyond the reach of my mercy. But I tell you, there is no mistake big enough to separate you from me. There is no abyss deep enough where my love cannot reach you. There is no night dark enough where my light cannot find you. You've already been forgiven, before you asked, before you cried, before you promised you'd never make a mistake again. You've already been forgiven. And now I just need you to accept it, to stop trying to earn what's already been given, to stop living like a debtor when I've already paid the debt, to stop hiding when I've already covered you. Your breaking point wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a revelation. You need me, and I've always been here, waiting for you to realize it. If this word touched you, please like it now, and share this video with someone who also needs to know they've been forgiven. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like you'd gone too far, that there was no turning back? And now, after hearing this, what's going on in your heart? Write in the comments, I accept your forgiveness. The weight you carry isn't yours anymore. You wake up every day carrying something I've already taken from you. You live as if you're paying off a debt I've already settled. You move through the world with the weight of a condemnation I've already cancelled. And the saddest thing is, you don't even realize it. You've gotten used to the weight. You've gotten used to living hunched over. You've gotten used to believing this is your reality. But it's not. It never was. I didn't come to add more weight to you. I came to take it away. I came to carry what you can no longer bear. I came to say, give it to me, because I am strong where you are weak. I am light where you are heavy, and I have already paid the price so that you could walk free. But you still insist on carrying it. Why? Because someone taught you that suffering is synonymous with holiness, that pain is proof of repentance, that if you're not punishing yourself, then you're not truly changing. And that's a lie that has stolen years of your life, stolen the joy I wanted you to experience, stolen the freedom I won for you on the cross. Do you know what I said? Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. I didn't say carry a little longer to prove you deserve it. I didn't say suffer a little longer to pay for what you've done. I said, come, and I will give you rest, because relief isn't something you earn. It's something you receive. There are people who spend years asking for forgiveness for the same thing. Every night the same prayer, the same guilt, the same confession, as if I have a short memory, as if I need to be reminded every day of what you did. But I tell you, when I forgive, I forget. Not because I have a poor memory, but because I choose not to remember. Because my love is greater than your past, and my mercy covers what you cannot forget. Have you ever stopped to think about what you're carrying? It's not just the mistake, it's the shame, it's the fear that someone will find out, it's the voice in your head telling you you're a failure, it's the comparison with who you were before. Yeah, it's the feeling that you've lost something you'll never get back. And all of this together forms a burden so heavy you can barely breathe. But I tell you, let go, now. Not tomorrow, not after you feel worthy, now. Because dignity is not something you construct, it is something I declare. And I have already declared it over you. You are mine. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are free. You know that moment when you feel like you can't pray anymore, that the words won't come, that you don't know what to say? It's not because I don't want to hear you, it's because you're trying to pray while carrying a weight that I've already lifted. And that weight blocks your voice. It blocks your faith. It blocks your connection with me. But when you let go, when you surrender, when you accept that you're already forgiven, something changes. The words return. Faith is kindled, and you feel my presence again. I want you to understand one thing. I'm not waiting for you to be perfect before I use you. I'm using you now, with your flaws, with your scars, with your story, because my strength is made perfect in weakness, and people don't need to see someone perfect. They need to see someone who's been forgiven, someone who's been restored, someone who's let go of the burden and learned to walk again. You don't need to carry anything else. I already carried it for you. On the cross, on the tree. In the sacrifice no one else could make. And when I said it is finished, I was saying it's over. The debt is paid. The burden is lifted. Freedom is guaranteed. Now, you just need to accept it. Let go, breathe, and start living like someone who has been forgiven. Because you have. And now I want you to know something profound, something that goes beyond this message, but that is part of my calling to you at this moment. There are people around the world who are sustaining this word with love, with faith, with generosity. And I see every gesture, every offering, every heart that moves toward the kingdom. If possible, only if possible, contribute with love through the thank you button. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the heart with which you give. For it is written, God loves a cheerful giver, because every seed planted in faith yields an abundant harvest in the life of the sower. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, and I will not fail to bear fruit. I see in secret and reward in full view. Anyone who contributes any amount and with a sincere heart, don't forget to leave your name and city with your contribution, because on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on the Voice of God, Heals Diseases of the Soul channel, your name will be remembered, mentioned in gratitude, and showered with divine blessings released in prayer. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. If you understand that the weight is no longer yours, write in the comments, I leave everything at your feet. I saw your fall and still called you mine. Do you think I called you because you were perfect? Do you think I chose you because you would never make a mistake? Do you think my plan for your life depended on you getting it right every time? If you believe that, then you don't know me. Because I don't call the qualified, I qualify the called. And I called you knowing exactly who you are, knowing where you would stumble, knowing where you would fall. And yet, I called you mine. I saw your downfall before you took the first step. I saw the moment you would give up before you began. I saw the betrayal, the lies, the fear, the weakness. I saw it all. And yet, I wrote your name in the book of life. Yet, I engraved you on the palms of my hands. Yet I called you for an eternal purpose. Do you know why I did this? Because my love is not conditional. It's not performance-based. It's not something you gain or lose based on your behavior. My love is eternal, unchanging, unshakable. And when I loved you completely, with everything you are, with everything you will be, with everything you will face. Think of Jacob. He deceived his father. He stole his brother's blessing. He ran away. He lied. He manipulated. And yet I changed his name. I called him Israel, Prince with God, not because he deserved it, but because I chose it, because my purpose doesn't depend on your perfection. It depends on my sovereignty. Think of Moses. He killed a man. He fled into the desert. He spent 40 years hiding. And when I called him, he said, I don't know how to speak. I'm not capable. Send someone else. But I didn't send someone else. Because I wasn't looking for someone without flaws. I was looking for someone willing to trust me despite their flaws. Think of David, a man after my own heart. Adultery, murder, lying, manipulation. And yet I called him beloved. Not because I ignored his sin, but because I saw his heart, and his heart always returned to me, always repented, always sought me. And that's what matters. Not how many times you fall, but where you look when you get up. Do you think your fall disqualified you? I tell you, your fall was part of the journey. It wasn't the end, it was a stop. A learning experience, a revelation that you can't do it alone. And this revelation is the beginning of true dependence on me, true faith, true intimacy. I never expected you to be perfect. I just expected you to be mine, and you are. No matter what you've done, no matter how many times you've fallen, no matter what others say about you, you are mine. And no one can take that away from you. Not the enemy, not the world, not even yourself. The calling on your life wasn't cancelled because of a mistake. It wasn't postponed because of a failure. It wasn't transferred to someone else because you weren't good enough. The calling continues. The purpose continues. The promise continues. Because I don't change my mind. I don't give up on you. I don't regret choosing you. Are you listening to this? Are you really listening? Because I need you to understand. Your identity is not in what you did. It's in what I did for you. You are not defined by your fall. You are defined by my redemption. You are not your mistake. You are my son, my daughter, my beloved, my chosen one, and that will never change. So stop living like you're outside of my grace. Stop hiding like I don't want to see you. Stop believing you've missed your chance, because you haven't missed anything. You're still in my plan. You're still in my heart. You're still in my purpose. And I'm not finished with you. I'm just getting started. I saw your fall, and yet I called you mine. Now I need you to believe this, to accept this, to live this, because when you live in the truth of who you are to me, everything changes. Your posture changes. Your faith changes. Your future changes. And you become what I always knew you would be, someone who has been forgiven and learned to forgive, someone who has been restored and learned to restore, someone who has been loved and learned to love. If this word is releasing something in you, share this video now. Someone needs to know that falling isn't the end. And tell me in the comments, have you ever felt disqualified? How are you feeling now? Right, Lord, I am yours. Forgiveness isn't what you earn. It's what I already gave. You're trying to earn something I've already given you. You're fighting to achieve something I've already placed in your hands. You're striving to deserve something I've already declared over you. And as you strive, as you fight, as you try to prove your worth, I'm here saying it's already done. You've already been forgiven. Not because you deserved it, but because I chose it. Forgiveness is not a reward for good behavior. It's not a prize you receive after proving you've changed. It's not something you earn through penance, promises, or religious effort. Forgiveness is a gift, given freely, without conditions, without contracts, without hidden clauses. I forgave you because I love you. And my love doesn't wait for you to be worthy. My love makes you worthy. Do you understand the difference? Religion says, do it to be accepted. I say, you're already accepted. Now live from it. Religion says, prove you deserve it. I say, you'll never deserve it. And that's why I paid the price. Religion says, earn your place. I say, your place is already guaranteed. You just need to take it. Are you tired of trying? Tired of failing? Tired of making promises and not delivering? Tired of always feeling like you're falling short of what you should be? Good. Because tiredness is the beginning of revelation. When you realize you can't, you're finally ready to receive. When you stop trying to earn, you're finally ready to accept what's already been given. I don't wait for you to get it right before I forgive you. I forgive you so you have the strength to get it right. I don't wait for you to change before I accept you. I accept you so you have a safe environment to change. I don't wait for you to be perfect before I love you. I love you, and this love is what transforms you little by little, day by day, not out of obligation, but out of gratitude. Do you remember the parable of the prodigal son? He spent everything. He squandered his inheritance. He lived in the mud. And when he returned, he didn't return as a son, he returned as a servant. He had a speech ready, accept me as your servant. But the father didn't let him finish. He ran. He hugged him. He kissed him. He brought a robe, a ring, sandals. And he declared, this is my son, not my servant, my son. Because the father's forgiveness didn't depend on the son's repentance. The forgiveness was already there, waiting. And when the son returned, he only had to receive it. It's the same with me. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to rehearse excuses. You don't have to promise never to mess up again. You just have to come back. And when you come back, I'll run. I'll embrace. I'll declare over you who you really are. Not what you've done, but who you are to me. There are people who spend years trying to pay off a debt that has already been paid off, living as slaves when they have already been declared free, living as debtors when they have already been forgiven. And this does not honor me. It does not glorify the sacrifice I made. Because when you live in guilt, you are saying that my death was not enough, that my blood did not cover everything. That something is still missing. But nothing is missing. Everything has been paid, everything has been forgiven, everything has been accomplished. Do you know what I want from you? I don't want any more sacrifices. I don't want any more empty promises. I don't want any more spiritual self-flagellation. I want you to accept, I want you to believe, I want you to live as someone who has been forgiven, because when you live like this, you begin to forgive others. You begin to truly love. You begin to be truly free. The forgiveness I gave is not partial. It is not conditional. It has no expiration date. It is complete. It is eternal. It is irrevocable. And the only thing that can stop you from living in it is your refusal to accept it. Not because I took it back, but because you didn't believe it was real. So I ask you today, will you accept? Will you stop trying to earn what has already been given? Will you stop living like a debtor and start living like a son? Because I have already forgiven you. Before you asked, before you cried, before you knew you would need it, I have already forgiven you. And now, I just want you to live in that truth. If you finally understand that forgiveness isn't earned, leave a like now, and write in the comments, Lord, I receive your forgiveness, and tell me, what changed in you after hearing this? Your guilt has no power over my love. Your guilt is lying to you every day. It tells you you're not worthy, that you missed your chance, that I'm distant, that your failure was too great. And you believe it. You live as if these lies were absolute truths. But I tell you today, your guilt has no power over my love. None. It can scream. It can accuse. It can make you feel small. But it can't change how I feel for you. My love is not fragile. It is not fickle. It does not depend on your performance. My love is unshakable. And if you could see how I see you, if you could feel what I feel for you, guilt would lose all its power. Because you would understand that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my love. Guilt is a weapon of the enemy. It doesn't come from me. I bring conviction which leads you to repentance and restoration. But guilt paralyzes you. It drives you away. It makes you give up. And the enemy knows this. He knows that if he can keep you trapped in guilt, you will never live your purpose. You will never experience freedom. You will never know the depth of my love. Do you know what it says? There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. None, not a little. Not sometimes. None. Because the condemnation has been removed. It was nailed to the cross. It was paid for with blood. And when you are in me, you are not under judgment. You are under grace. But you still live as if you're being judged, as if I'm counting your mistakes, keeping score, waiting for you to fail so I can punish you. And that's not true. That's never been true. I'm not waiting for you to make mistakes. I'm waiting for you to understand that even when you make mistakes, my love doesn't change. Do you want to know what truly has power over my love? Nothing. Not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not height, not depth, not past, not future, not guilt, not shame. Nothing can separate you from my love. And if nothing can, why do you still live as if something can? Guilt makes you believe you need to hide, that you can't get close, that you don't deserve to pray, that you don't deserve to worship, that you don't deserve to be in my presence. But that's a lie. Because my presence isn't for the perfect, it's for the broken, for the weary, for those who know they need me. And if you know you need me, then you're exactly where I want you to be. I don't distance myself from you because of guilt. I draw near. I come to seek you. I come to remind you of who you are. I come to lift you out of the pit, because I didn't come for the healthy, but for the sick. I didn't come for the righteous, but for sinners. And if you're feeling guilt, then you're recognizing your need for me. And that brings me closer to you, not further away. Do you understand this? The guilt you feel doesn't push me away. It pushes you away from me. But I never left. I've always been here, waiting for you to realize that my love hasn't changed, that my promise hasn't been cancelled, that my covenant hasn't been broken. So today, I want you to do something. I want you to let go of the guilt, not because you didn't do anything wrong, but because I've already forgiven you. I want you to declare out loud, guilt has no power over God's love for me. I want you to feel the weight lift, because it's not yours to carry. It never was. And when you let go, you will feel something you may not have felt in a long time, peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because you have finally accepted that my love is greater than everything, greater than your mistake, greater than your guilt, greater than your shame. And when you live in this truth, everything changes. Share this video with someone who is living under the weight of guilt. And tell me in the comments, what are you letting go of today? What are you surrendering? Write, my guilt has no power. The shame you hide, I've already removed. You're hiding something I've already removed. You're carrying a shame I've already removed. You're living as if there's a stain on you I can't wash away. But I tell you, there's no stain, there's no mark. There's nothing in you that my blood hasn't covered. The shame you feel is just a shadow of the past, trying to steal the light of your present. Shame is different from guilt. Guilt says I did something wrong. Shame says I am wrong. And that's the most dangerous lie you can believe, because it doesn't just attack what you did, it attacks who you are. It makes you believe you're damaged beyond repair, that you're tainted beyond purification, that you're lost beyond redemption, but none of that is true. Do you remember the woman caught in adultery? She was dragged into the crowd, exposed, humiliated, publicly shamed, and everyone was ready to stone her. Everyone had a stone in their hand and judgment in their eyes, and she stood there naked in her shame, waiting for the end. But what did I do? I didn't condemn her. I didn't shame her anymore. I said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And one by one everyone dropped their stones and walked away. And when we were alone, I said to her, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. Do you understand what happened there? I didn't ignore sin, but I also didn't let shame define her. I set her free. I restored her. I sent her back to life, not bearing the mark of shame, but bearing the mark of my grace. And that's what I want to do with you today. I want to take away the shame you're hiding, the shame of what you've done, the shame of what was done to you, the shame of what you've become. The shame that makes you believe you're unseen, unlovable, unrestorable. There's shame that comes from sin, but there's shame that comes from pain. Shame of abuse, shame of rejection, shame of not being chosen, shame of not being protected. And this shame isn't yours. It never was. But you carried it as if it were. And I'm saying today, let it go, because what happened to you doesn't define you. What I say about you is what defines you. I don't see you through the lens of shame. I see you through the lens of sacrifice. And when I look at you, I don't see the error. I see the blood that covered it. I don't see the flaw. I see the redemption that canceled it. I don't see the stain. I see the purity I restored. Are you hiding your face from me? Are you avoiding my presence because you think I will reject you? Are you turning away because you think you don't deserve to be close? But I say to you, come as you are, with all the shame, with all the pain, with all the weight. Come, because I will no longer shame you. I will cover you. I will restore you. I will make you new. Do you know what happened to Adam and Eve after they sinned? They hid. They made garments of leaves to cover their shame. And when I called them, they were afraid. But what did I do? I didn't leave them with the leaves. I made garments of skin. I covered them properly, because the leaves were their effort, but the skin was my sacrifice. And this is how shame is removed, not by their effort, but by my sacrifice. Are you trying to cover your shame with religion, with good works, with promises, with striving to look good? But these are just leaves, and leaves dry up, leaves fall, leaves don't truly cover. You need my sacrifice, you need my blood, you need my covering, and when you have that, shame has no place to hide. So today I want you to come out of hiding. I want you to stop running. I want you to come to me just as you are, because I will not expose you. I will cover you. I will not shame you. I will honor you. I will not reject you. I will embrace you. And when I embrace you, the shame will have to leave, because it cannot coexist with my love. Shame tells you you'll never be clean. I tell you you're already clean. Shame tells you no one can know. I tell you I already know, and I still love you. Shame tells you you're alone. I tell you I never left you. And my voice is louder. My truth is stronger. My love is deeper. Are you ready to let go of shame? Are you ready to stop hiding? Are you ready to live as someone who has been cleansed, restored, and covered by grace? Because I've already done everything that needs to be done. Now you just need to receive. If this word is breaking something in you, like and share it now. And tell me in the comments, what shame are you being freed from today? Write, Lord, I come out of hiding. You're not defined by what you did. You're defined by what I did. Your identity isn't in your past. It's not in your mistakes. It's not in your choices. Your identity is in me, in what I've done for you, in what I've declared about you, in what I've achieved for you. And when you understand this, everything changes. Because you stop living trying to fix who you are and start living from who I say you are. The world defines you by what you do, by your profession, by your achievements, by your failures, by your relationships. And when any of these things change, your identity is in crisis. You no longer know who you are. You no longer know your worth. You no longer know if you matter. But I tell you, your identity has never been in these things. Your identity has always been in me. You are my son, my daughter, my beloved, my chosen one, my heir, my priest, my bride, my masterpiece. And that doesn't change when you fail, it doesn't change when you fall, it doesn't change when you doubt, because that wasn't defined by you, it was defined by me in eternity, before the foundation of the world. And what I define, no one can redefine. Are you trying to build an identity based on performance, based on approval, based on comparison? And that's why you're anxious, that's why you're insecure, that's why you're tired, because you're trying to be something you already are. You're trying to gain something I've already given. You're trying to prove something I've already declared. I don't need you to prove your worth. I've already paid the price that proves your worth. I don't need you to earn my love. I already loved you before you did anything to deserve it. I don't need you to be perfect. I've already made you righteous through my sacrifice. Think of who I called. Think of who I used. Fishermen, tax collectors, prostitutes, murderers, liars, traitors. None of them were perfect. None of them had a flawless record. None of them were qualified by the world's standards. But I called them. I transformed them. I used them to change nations. Not because they were perfect, but because they understood that their identity was not in who they were, but in who I made them to be. You're looking at your past and saying, I can't be used. I'm looking at you and saying, you're already being used. You're saying, I'm not worthy. I'm saying, I made you worthy. You're saying, I have nothing to offer. I'm saying, I don't need what you have. I need who you are, and who you are is mine. Your identity isn't in your scars, it's in my healing. It's not in your sin, it's in my redemption. It's not in your weakness, it's in my strength. And when you start living from this truth, you stop comparing yourself. You stop competing. You stop trying to be someone you're not. Because you finally understand who you truly are. You are chosen, not because you applied, but because I chose you. You are loved, not because you earned it, but because I loved you first. You are forgiven, not because you deserved it, but because I paid the price. You are free, not because you fought, but because I broke the chains. You are mine, and that will never change. So stop living like an orphan, stop living like a slave, stop living like an outcast, because you are none of those things. You are a son, you are an heir, you are chosen, you are loved. And the more you live from that identity, the more you become who I always knew you would be. What you did doesn't define you. What I did for you defines you. And what I did is eternal. It's complete, it's irrevocable. And now all you have to do is believe, accept, and live. If this word touched you, share it now with someone who needs to know who they really are. And write in the comments, Lord, I am yours. This is my identity. You've made it this far, and that's no accident. You stayed because something inside you knew this message was for you. That these words weren't just information, but revelation. That I was speaking directly to your heart, touching places you didn't even know were hurting, shining a light in areas that had long been in darkness. I forgave you before you knew you would fail, not because I didn't know, but because I loved you before you existed. And this love doesn't depend on you getting it right. It doesn't depend on you being perfect. It doesn't depend on you deserving it. This love is eternal. It's unconditional. It's unshakable. And today, I need you to finally accept this. To stop trying to earn what has already been given. To stop carrying what has already been taken. To stop living as condemned when you have already been declared free. Your breaking point has already been covered. The weight you carry is no longer yours. Your fall did not disqualify you. Forgiveness is not something you earn. It is something I have already given. Your guilt has no power over my love. The shame you hide, I have already removed. And you are not defined by what you have done. You are defined by what I did for you on the cross. So what are you going to do with this? Are you going to continue living as if nothing has changed? Or are you going to start living like someone who has been forgiven, restored, set free? Because the choice is now yours. I've already done it all. I've already paid it all. I've already declared it all. Now you need to receive it. You need to believe it. You need to live it. And I want you to know, this is not the last message. This is just the beginning of a journey I want to take with you. There are more words I want to speak to you, more truths I want to reveal to you, more areas of your life I want to touch. Because I'm not done with you, I'm just beginning. And if you stay close to me, if you keep listening to my voice, you will see things you never imagined. You will experience things you never dreamed. You will become who I always knew you would be. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Because here I speak directly to your heart, not with religiosity, not with judgment, but with love, with truth, with power, and every time you return, I will have a new word for you, a new revelation, a new touch, because my voice never stops speaking, and you need to keep listening. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any messages, because every word I bring here was prepared, especially for someone. And the next one might be exactly what you need to hear when you need it most. Don't miss it. Don't turn away. Stay close. Because I still have a lot to say to you. And if this message has transformed something in you, if something has been broken, if something has been restored, share this video now. Not to promote a channel, but to bring hope to someone who is losing faith, to bring light to someone in darkness, to carry my voice to someone who hasn't heard me in a long time. Because when you share, you're not just sending a link. You're being an instrument of transformation. You're being a channel of love. You're being an answer to prayer. And now, I have one last thing to say to you. A word I want you to write in the comments as a seal of faith, as a declaration that you understand, as a confirmation that you have received. Write it now, with all your heart, with all your faith, with all your conviction. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Write this down. Declare this. Because when you declare it, something moves in the spiritual world. When you write it down, you are prophesying over your own life. You are agreeing with what I have already said about you. You are accepting the strength I have already placed within you. And from that moment on, you will no longer live as a weak person. You will live as someone who has been strengthened by me. Come back often. Because I still have much to tell you. I still have much to teach you. I still have much to reveal to you. And every time you come, I will be here, waiting, ready to speak to your heart, ready to touch your life, ready to transform you a little more, because my love for you is endless, my patience with you is limitless, and my purpose for you has not been cancelled. You have been forgiven, you have been restored, you have been set free. Now go and live as one who has been transformed. Go and be light where there is darkness. Go and be hope where there is despair. Go and be living proof that my love transforms, that my grace restores, that my forgiveness frees. I love you, and that will never change. Write in the comments now, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and see you in the next message, because I'm not done talking to you yet.